Hey fam, Billy here, and I've been getting this question quite a lot on stream. And it is how to use shifting power in Mythic Plus as a Frost Mage. And if you don't know what shifting power is, it is the Night Fae Mage Covenant ability. And as of recent, a lot of mages have been using it and finding a great liking to it in Mythic Plus. Now, this ability is a channeled ability that is of course affected by haste. So over its channel, it will tick 4 times, with each tick giving roughly 3 seconds of CDR, right? And the cast is 3 seconds itself. So it's safe to assume it gives you roughly 15 seconds of CDR, right? So watch me cast. It's gonna finish my rune CD pretty much, because it's like roughly 15 seconds, right? Shifting power will also reduce pretty much every single ability to game. I'm talking, orb, icy veins, rune of power, mirror's image, ice block, alter time, invisibility, cone of cold, etc. You get the point, right? The only thing that it does not, like you can see right here, right? The only thing that it does not reduce is itself and soul shape, which is, this form. Those are the only things that it will not reduce. One side note that I forgot to mention is that shifting power also does AoE damage while you're channeling it. It's just that, as you can see here, the damage is not really that good. So I wouldn't really worry about positioning yourself to hit more mobs, right? Now, of course, we want to be using this ability to increase our damage per second numbers, right? So our main priority on what we are wanting to reduce is orb, and then veins, and then rune. These are the 3 main abilities that we care about reducing. Now, before I jump into multi-target scenarios, I want to start by saying that if there's any time out of combat in Mythic Plus where your frozen orb is on cooldown, you want to channel it. You do not really care about the damage at all. Your main priority is that frozen orb is on cooldown. Like you see here, I channel so that my orb is up instantly on pull, so that I can benefit from Wild Hunt tactics. And what Wild Hunt tactics is it's a conduit right here from the Soulbind Korain, and what it does is above 75% HP targets, you're doing 10% increased damage. And this is pretty good with Frost Mage, because with Frozen Orb, a lot of our damage is very instant and very front-loaded, so Frost Mage has very good synergy with this. Some small min-max you can do is tabbing through nameplates to try and hit above 75% HP targets, right? So let's start off with single target. So in single target, assuming you have it up, you want to be using it on cooldown to reduce your next orb for your next orb/rune window, right? You want to fully channel it when you are not bursting with orb, rune of power. So right here, when my rune of power fades, I'm going to fully channel it, as you see. If my orb, say, was on a 20-second cooldown before this pull started, I would have used shifting power on the way to the boss outside of combat. And if you don't have it up on pull, it doesn't matter. You just want to make sure that you are fully channeling it outside of rune of power. You get your orb back, right? Just make sure you're not using it with rune of power. So the same goes for 2 to 5 target pulls. You will want to use it after rune of power fully channeled, but only if you are not munching procs, which pretty much means don't fully channel when the orb is down. In this clip, a 4 target pull, I casted 2 blizzards and 1 shifting power full, and my orb was back up instantly after the shifting power. This is effectively skip a whole blizzard and plus wait time, get your orb back, right? Right here, I orb again. Now, when it comes to like a very big AoE pull like this, for example, you want to do your usual opener, which is orb, icy veins, blizzard. But what changes is you want a shifting power for 1 or 2 seconds till your blizzard is back. As you see here, right? Orb, icy veins, casting my first blizzard, and a shifting power for 1 or 2 seconds to get my blizzard back right there. And I'm going to re-blizzard. Now, what that's going to do is it's going to give you an insane amount of cooldown reduction on orb. Let you orb again. Now, the current problem with doing this is that on beta, there's a bug on this week's build that when you have 2 orbs down and your freezing winds buff is still there that feeds you ice lances, it actually goes away and cancels out. This was not the case a few beta builds ago, so I'm going to assume this is a bug. As you see here, I still have some seconds on my freezing winds debuff because it's usually 10 seconds. Like And at 20 seconds, my debuff should go away, right? But right here, I choose to refresh my orb, and look what's going to happen. My Freezing Winds debuff is actually going to fade away and go away. And I don't get any more Ice Lances from further on there. I'm going to assume that this is a bug. Now, the source of this bug is because just having 2 orbs down causes this to happen. I'm not 100% sure why, but it doesn't help our damage, that's for sure. So assuming this bug is fixed, this is what you would do on mass AoE, because on pulls like this, Orb and Blizzard are way more valuable because it's a mass AoE pull. So getting them down and getting a lot of them out is really good, right? In short, the main goal of this ability is to just force your Frozen Orb to come back. The damage sucks, so using it out of combat is preferred, and Mythic Plus benefits this covenant a lot because of that. The only time you would use Shifting Power out of combat if Orb is already up is if, say, your Icy Veins or your Rune are on a 10 to 20 second cooldown, and using this Shifting Power lets you Rune or Icy Veins on pull. So, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. Hopefully some of this was helpful. And also hopefully Frost Mage, does not get nerfed with the next coming beta build.